Okay, welcome everybody to C4 Explosive Networking. We meet here on Tuesday, the first and the third Tuesday of the month. And I'm super excited to be here now. It's cold, it's January, it's snowing outside and all that stuff, but we're coming together in the comfort and warmth of our homes or offices, so that's cool. I'm just gonna go over a few things as we wait for a few more people to join us. So here we go. You guys, so C4, as you know, is a little bit of out of the box kind of different way of networking. And we really focus on the 4 C's, which is connect, collaborate, contribute, and celebrate. And when I say when collaborations and all, it's amazing for us to come here and be here on this platform twice a month. But I really encourage you guys connect and meet, else do the one-on-ones and all. So definitely, first thing is our chat. We're please put all your contact information and put your social media handles. Social media is so amazing as a free platform for us to connect and really support one another, uplift, like, comment, maybe share things that resonate or that how we can help each other out. So definitely put all your information into the chat so we can reach you, website, social media, and things like that. And set up those one-on-ones as well. We do have a website that's under construction at the moment, but I wanted to tell you guys, we have a Facebook page, and I don't know if you've seen it, but it's at C4 Explosive Networking. Please, please, please make it a point to not only go there and like the page, but also invite some people to the page. We are trying to grow this group now that we are on Zoom for the most part, not saying we're not going to have any in-person meetings, but for the most part, we're kind of open to going around the country and even in some parts of the world. So feel free to invite people, and it's a great way while the website's under construction to just, leave a message if you want. And I also just want to encourage you guys to post on there. I was going through the posts, and it's so nice to see, like, Maria's got our Horse and People Project flyer on there. And we've had things from Shay Cook and Crusaders from Change in there. And it's there for you guys. So I really want you guys, Rick and I put things up there for Wealth Through Wellness. And I really want you guys to use it as a place where people can really see what's happening with you guys and for you guys. So we're gonna get on with our introductions, and then we've got a special treat today. Maria Donnelly is gonna talk about breathing, and I'm gonna leave it at that right there until it's time to introduce her, because it's really so much more than just breathing, which of course is so much because, like, we need it to live, right? So we're gonna start with our introductions. Here's what it is. We don't do the 30-second quick things here, even those work really well in other places. I want you guys to share, but I don't do timers and all. So just kind of, if you can kind of keep track, we like to say up to 2 minutes or less, and share fully. Tell us a little bit about your business, why you're special, why you're different, what you love about it. And definitely share something personal, because C4, it's really about building those relationships. I truly feel that's when the most rewarding business and connections are made, when we can come together and really know each other as people. So so make sure everybody puts everything, and I will go ahead and start with introductions. Let's see, we'll have someone go who knows how to do these pretty well. That would be Shay Cook. Why don't you start us off, Shay?
Well, hello, Happy New Year, everybody. Shay Cook. I am the CEO and founder of Crusaders for Change. And so we're just a team of financial counselors and financial coaches, really helping people with many different things, from the counseling piece of dealing with mindset, money trauma, behaviors, but also on the, oh, I'm getting feedback.
Hold
Can you hear
on.
that?
Yep, yep. Okay. Go ahead. Go back a bit, Shay.
No, but yeah, helping people with their, you know, behaviors, mindsets, money traumas, but then on the coaching side, really looking at their values and how that aligns with their goals, dealing with accountability and so forth. So helping people get out of debt, improve their credit, save, and much more. Wow, look at that picture of your husband. What is that? It just popped up of the before and after. You go, Rick. That's awesome. You guys are doing great things. Great to see everybody on here, Nahid and Sage and Maria and everybody. It's great to see everybody. Personally, my daughter she's 21 years old, Alana Cook, and she goes to UMBC, and she just got an internship paid, which is amazing, with the Maryland House of Delegates, working with the transportation and environmental committee. So I'm really proud of her. I'm like, oh, you're gonna have a job after college. I'm so excited. I'm just putting it out there. I'm gonna manifest a job for my daughter out of there. She's an environmental science major and minors in music. And so I'm super proud of her to be able to work with the state of Maryland and all of that. So that's really exciting.
That's awesome, Shay. So our girls are the same age, 21.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to get them together. Yeah, right
Yeah.
there. That's exciting. And she's at UMD, right? At University
She's
of
at
Maryland.
UMBC, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Yep.
Got it. Yeah, neat. That's awesome. Great. So, Maria Donnelly, I'm gonna have you go real quick and do your thing, and please share something personal too, and then, you know, we'll do the meat of it later on.
Okay, so I'm Maria Donnelly. I am a breathing practitioner, the Buteyko breathing method. I do that because my whole life was changed by it. I had asthma. I suffered with since I was 4, and used to get pneumonia and bronchitis every year like clockwork. Every time I got sick, it turned into something in my lungs. And about 5 years ago, I was introduced to this method by my physician. Practiced it. I am no longer on any asthma medications. I haven't had pneumonia or bronchitis. I've had COVID twice, and it's never gotten to my lungs, which 5 years ago, that would have been the case. So it's really transformed my life. And so now I just love to help people retrain their breathing habits to help their bodies heal.
And what about something personal, honey?
Personal, I live in Virginia. I have a 21-year-old son too, I guess, since we're on the 21. I have a 21-year-old son, but I also have a 30-year-old son and a 26-year-old daughter, who both live away from home now. My 21-year-old is the only one still at home. And I met Tasha and Rick about 9 years ago or 10 years ago. I don't know. We've known each other for a very long time, but I am new to this whole C4 networking thing. I met Shay. I know Shay a little bit. And Maria's been on here a couple times, but everybody else I think is, maybe Paul's been on here, but everybody else is new to me. So nice to meet you all.
Absolutely. Thanks, honey. That's awesome. Great. Paul, why don't you go next since Maria called you out? Oh, you're muted, Paul.
All right. Hello, everybody. First of all, Natasha, thanks for inviting me again. I really appreciate it. So I work for Centex Solutions, and I help businesses communicate via text messaging. And it's extremely effective because everybody checks their text messages within a few minutes. When I was brand new with this company, before I started, I was like, I like the idea, but I don't like spam, where ours is permission based. So we incentivize people in order to join. And I give an example, a brewery that I helped gave away a beer for $2, and people would text the word brew to join. Once someone joins, no matter where they're at or what they're doing, the business owner has permission to basically tap them on the shoulder and tell them what's going on. And what's great about it is everybody sees the text within 2 minutes. As long as a business owner sends 1 to 2 messages per week, then 98% of the people stay on the list. It's a great way to complement your social media. Is an excellent tool to have in your toolbox to complement everything else that you're doing. But typically my customers say it's a revenue generating tool because it actually works. And the industries that do well with my service are retail, restaurants, bands, churches, spas, massages. It's a great way for someone that has appointments to fill in their vacant schedule. My massage therapist sends out a text message about her vacant schedule, and it immediately fills her fills her appointments. And what we do is we give you images, promote this on Instagram, Facebook, and even put a pop-up on the website. And for businesses that apply to, there's a birthday club, so people are enticed to join the birthday club, and the message will automatically go out. And with birthdays, people have money in their pocket and they spend money. And something personal about me is that I am now a working snowbird. I'm going to be a resident in Maryland, and now I'm in St. Pete, Florida, and it's a beautiful place. It's cultural, and I love nature, and I feel really blessed.
That's awesome, Paul. Sage, you probably are familiar with that area, right? Yep. Sage is you're a Floridian by, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Grew up in Brevard County.
Oh, okay. I used to live in Bradenton and Anna Maria Island. But when I relocated back here October 1st, it was much more cost effective to be in St. Petersburg.
We were in Anna Maria Island just last summer. So wonderful.
Yeah, I lived there for 8 years. I had a 2-minute walk to the beach, and I only moved back to Maryland to help my family. And now I'm back here.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul. Sage, you want to take over since you're go next?
Sure. Hey, everyone. I'm Sage Harper with Apollo Marketing. We are a marketing agency that's a little different than a lot of the other agencies that are out there. We're like nerd marketers. We believe that every marketing solution really is built on just solid research first. If you don't do the research, you don't really know what you're getting into. You don't know what your competitors are doing, and you're kind of just like throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what actually like works. And a lot of times it just doesn't work. People come back and say, oh, this platform doesn't work at all. And maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We don't know, but a lot of times we need to do it like good, solid research. A lot of our clients come to us and they're just tired of spending too much money on marketing, or they're just not finding the solutions that they need, or they know they need to be a little bit more strategic about their funds to make sure they're not just blowing money or revenue somewhere. So that's what we do a little bit different. Good referrals for us and good partners. We partner with other agencies really well. And a lot of times what that looks like is if a creative agency or a business coach, someone who has helps a lot with the businesses, but they necessarily don't have the specialty or the expertise with top of funnel. And what top of funnel means is you have this website, you got to drive traffic to it. So how are you going to drive traffic to it? Ultimately, that's what it comes down to is we build these great, beautiful websites, but a lot of times we just don't get enough visitors. So that's where we help, whether it be pay-per-click, SEO, or just a number of other ways to help drive traffic for our clients. Something personal about us. As some of you know, our life is kind of upside down. Our family is switching from 5 members of our family to 9 members of our family. Unfortunately, since from September onward, my wife's cousin was diagnosed and was struggling with COVID. And unfortunately, 2 weeks before Christmas, he did pass. So this last weekend we had our memorial service, and now we're at the point of trying to get the kids into our house. We're the closest family. We're trying to get them going, and right now it's a temporary solution. Lord, please keep it a temporary solution. And for the next 6 months until their mom can actually move back in the state and try to help get settled for them to bring the kids back in. So that's my world right now, and one of the reasons why I have not been on C4 in a very long time. We've been a little saturated.
Yeah, Sage, you've got your hands full for sure, but I mean, I know they're in a super amazing space with you, and as you and I spoke, you're making it happen. So just really cool, wonderful. Saying prayers for them too. Good kids, as you were saying. So tough situation for them to handle, Yeah. Nahid, how are you, honey?
I am doing really well, thank you. It's hard to believe that we are only in the first month of January. It feels a whole lot longer than that. But it is so nice to see some old friends and meet some new people. In fact, I'm looking forward to just having some one-on-ones with some of the people in here, some of the people I've known for a while and we have not connected. Like Shay, you and I know it's always me who doesn't do what I'm supposed to do, but I still want to meet up with people once again. All right, so I am a mindset coach and a success strategist. And really, my main core work that I do is that I work with women who have a professional goal, but they don't know how to get out of their own way. And when we talk about mindset, it's a very nebulous thing, right? We don't really know what's in our mindset. We don't know what's not in it. We don't know how it's holding us back because it's like air. We don't really feel it. We don't experience it. So I wanted to share something about a group presentation that I recently did to a bunch of lawyers just last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And we were talking about how these are revenue generating partners. That's a big part of how they are compensated. And one of the partners really wanted to double her revenue, but the immediate yeah, but when you think about doubling revenue, what's your immediate first thought? If there was a yeah, but to it, what would it be? I got to work harder, right? I got to put in even more time. I got to sacrifice even more. And when I explained to her, that's a mindset piece. What if you just got 1 or 2 clients that were higher net worth clients? They could very easily take you to that double in revenue. In other words, if you had 10 clients at $200,000 each, you do not need 20 clients at $200,000 each to double. You might just need 1 or 2 more clients who might fall into that $200,000 category. And that is really what is key for just every single person over here. We have this expectation, we have these great big umbrella goals that we want for ourselves, for our lives. And money is just, all it does is it facilitates it, right? It's not in itself, it's meaningless. But as soon as you start hitting up on these yeah buts, more often than not, we don't even recognize them. We tend to limit ourselves even before we're out of the starting gate. Right? We never even approach the high net worth clients because we don't think we have anything that they wouldn't be interested in what we have to offer. And that is a huge part of what I help people with is how do you get to that uncovering what's in your mindset that could potentially be holding you back. And then of course, the next part is, well, okay, now let's start releasing it so that it's not holding you back. So for me, I would love to be introduced to people that, and this is not just, by the way, for business owners. I work with corporate employees as well, corporate workers as well, who want to move up that ladder. So if as we're thinking about 2022 and our goals, if you know somebody, a woman who has a very ambitious goal, I offer a free consultation. And the purpose of that consultation is just to uncover, hey, what's going on inside of you that may be holding you back? So they walk away with a lot of value right then and there. So yeah, so I'd love to have any conversations with people just within the group, just to say hello as well, but also if you know people who fall in that category. Oh, and something personal. Actually, this was inspired by you and Rick, Natasha. I've always wanted to travel to the various national parks. Specifically, my goal is to what are designated as dark national parks. And now that my husband can work from home, he's an IT professional, I would like to just, put my dog, my husband on all our computer paraphernalia and just go off into some of these places and actually work for a week. I mean, not even take off, but work for a week in these different locations. And it's not even a big ask. I mean, I think it's very doable. It's just my mindset to say, okay, let's do it. So that's kind of where I really want to move forward in. Thanks, Rick.
Nahid, that's what, we did that, we started last May and we were like, well, why not? We, got the chance to spend some time in Connecticut and we were like, well, why not? Why not just take things on the road? And, we've all been so shut down for the last couple of years. So we've been doing that. And then in November, we went, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. But yeah, it's just that thing of just being able to go and experience. And we did do some national parks, and they're really, you know, just amazing in their own way. We were in the Outer Banks, and it was great. But yeah, I think you should totally do it. You know, I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
you've got the dog, you've got Lucy there too. I mean, Rick's not, he hasn't agreed to a Lucy for me yet. I'm
He
his
does-
Lucy.
Lucifer, Lucyfur is how we refer to her. And a couple of years ago, it really hit me that I'm middle-aged. And I'm like, if I'm not doing this now, when am I going to decide to do it? And hopefully going forward too. I mean, not to end it at this point, but it really struck me for the first time. I'm definitely middle-aged. I need to pay attention to what's on my bucket list, and let's get those things checked off.
Yeah, and I think no matter what age, I think
Yes.
the hashtag I'm using the most now is live your best life. And even this one right here, live the life you love. Because if not now, then when? And you don't know, right? Time is the one thing that's not, you know, promised or guaranteed or anything like that. So I'm gonna let my husband go next because I know he's loving everything Naheed is saying. So go ahead, honey.
I've been technically challenged here. My iPad for some reason didn't want to work. So I've been struggling trying to get it up. I finally got it up. Yeah, love everything that he said. Totally aligned with that sentiment. Lovely to see everybody as usual. Great to see everybody. I'm on an iPad, so I got to flip pages to see everyone who's here. But grateful for everyone. And let me just share. I mean, Sage, you know, our hearts go out to you and what you're doing. That's amazing. Just you know, being a true leader in terms of, you know, taking care of a responsibility that has been thrust upon you and to step up. So I applaud that, and our prayers and anything we can do are with you. I'll share something personal as well. I mean, this is a tough time for a lot of people. My mom is going through some stuff right now. So we're in service we're away from where she is, and she had a fall, nothing broken in her knee, but just can't really walk. So I've had to work remotely to help her get into a rehab center over several days of going to emergency rooms and to an orthopedist. And now she's in a rehab center, which is going to be hopefully helpful to figure out what's going on with her leg. So I can identify with some of the challenges people are going through right now. It's a crazy time COVID has given us. So that's kind of personal, but on an uplifting note, I'm gonna ask y'all 3 questions, and I want some participation here, just by a show of hands. And it could be you, or it can be, you know, for greater humanity or people you know. So if you knew, if someone snapped their fingers and feel better, I mean, feel alive inside their bodies and feel healthy, how many people you think would want to do that? Show of hands. A lot of people, right? What if people could prevent, if they knew that there were ways to prevent disease and illness to enter their bodies? How many people you think would want to know about that remedy if they knew they could do that? And lastly, if people knew that they could age gracefully with high quality of life, and even maybe get rid of some fine lines and wrinkles, maybe not look as old as they are before, you know, kind of look a little young, you know, what do they say? 70s is the young, 70s, 80s. How many do you think they want to do that? Show of hands. Right. I mean, all of us. I think what prevents us is several things. I think, you know, health and well-being is the one thing that we all know is true that we should take care of. But it's kind of like that, you know, for those of us who live in the Northeast or who live in kind of the mid-Atlantic area, you know, when it's this time of year, we get salt on the road and corrosiveness. But, you know, the salt and the rust on your car may not show up for like 5 to 10, 20 years if you keep the same car. But what's happening through time that we can't see is that corrosiveness is eating away at the healthiness of that vehicle. And all of a sudden you see rust and you're like, oh my God, got to take care of that, got to repair it. So the 3 questions I asked for, you know, what Tasha and I do through Wellness Project and through coaching people through elimination reset shreds and showing them high quality food sources, just like I would show them a Trader Joe's, for approximately $6 to $10 a day, they could be in command of some of those areas. I mean, literally, and we're not treating, diagnosing, or curing anything, but we've aligned with a company, Isogenics, that has clinically proven strategies for one. Give us 11 days and I'll change your life. I promise you, I guarantee it. For those who want to perhaps mitigate against disease and illness, give me a week and take a proven protein shake that can help you do that. For those who want to age gracefully and really kind of turn the clock back, we have some phenomenal telomere products that really, really help people go backwards. And we just launched this new, and I'm not, I'm a little metrosexual, a little thing called Celatoire that's really designed to help people, with their daily life. So let me sum up. If you guys know people who are really into those three things, who really would like to accomplish that, Tasha and I'd love to talk to them. Good partners for us are spas, or gyms, or elite salons, and places where people really want to feel good. And we can partner with those organizations to share our products and also create a stream of income for them outside of what they're currently doing. So listen, that's me. Make it a great day, guys. And thanks, baby, for waiting for me to get my technology back in check, because I was struggling.
Always waiting for you. You always, and you take liberty. And I'm loving the whole metrosexual thing. Yes. The Celatoire is going all over you as soon as it arrives. So awesome. Joan, welcome, my dear. I'm so excited you're here. I think maybe you've gotten a little gist of how we roll here. So please.
Yeah. Well, my name is Joan Sloan, and my company is called J Sloan Beauty, and I'm a makeup artist. But I've been in the business since I launched this e-commerce business as selling makeup, and I have some merch too, t-shirts and sweatshirts and dresses and things like that that have inspirational words on there. But back to the makeup part, I started out with a fall line of lipsticks and lip glosses. I launched it on October the 1st. I'm so excited. And as I move through it, I will be incorporating other items, like I'm bringing out some colors for Valentine's Day. I'm gonna bring out, I'm launching a lot of my eyeshadows. A little history behind this is probably 15 years ago, I owned one of the largest salons and day spas in San Diego, California. And I just decided I guess it was COVID. I birthed this in my mind, in my heart and my mind, my soul, during the whole COVID thing, being stuck in the house. And I thought it's got to be something else I could do other than my career job that I'm passionate about. And I feel like my makeup is my ministry. I do speak into a lot of women's lives, and I found that a lot of it, even when I was in the business, brick and mortar business in San Diego, I found that women need to be encouraged and inspired about their beauty. So I decided to just kind of bring in some of my expertise as far as picking beautiful colors for women. I'm really looking at 44 and up, maybe 55 plus, with more mature skin, that I can let their face glow. By the way, you look beautiful. And let, have their face have a glow to it and just really feel good and speak life into them. And that's basically, it's e-commerce is my name. Everything, pretty much my name is www.joansloan. Check me out. And also, let me see, something in my life. I have two sons. One is 33. My youngest is 29. He lives in California. My oldest is here. And then I have a 3-year-old 3-year-old grandson that's been the joy of my life. And yeah, so check me out. I have a lot of beautiful colors. I'm bringing on more as I move through my phases of my business. A good customer for me would be a woman who just like that no makeup look, just kind of clean, fresh look, but add some color, pop your eyes. And I have clothing for men as well on my website. So check me out.
Awesome. Joan, I think you're fabulous. Okay, you guys, you know me. I don't believe in coincidence or accidents, okay? But I think every now and then we spend so much time getting mad at social media for various things. But this time, I mean, Joan and I have become friends, I guess, from like just common things. But I didn't know who she was really. And there she popped up, Shay Cook, listen to this, wearing our favorite color, okay? She popped up on the screen and like puckering her lips with this gorgeous purple, with her purple that she was wearing, looking amazing. And she was like, I just love this color. And I just had to message her. I was like, oh my God, I love that color too. What is it? You know, I didn't know what she did. I didn't know it was her line. I didn't know any of that. I just knew that color was banging. I needed it. I love your colors. I've been on her website. You guys definitely check it out, especially for us. Well, no, I will say it's definitely, I mean, women of color, we, you know, these colors you have really pop, but just across the board, they're beautiful, they're deep, and I love it. And I love what you're talking, because that's, again, there are no accidents and no coincidences, because it's all about uplifting each other. And if you're there to speak power and uplifting into women and all, and into people, and just to be kind, especially with what's happening right now in the world, you are in the right place, Joan, and we love you and your family already. So thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm really happy you're here. I look forward to getting to know you better. Awesome.
Yes.
Jason is one of the C4 OGs from the days of meeting in person.
Those were the good days. Are you? Thanks
So
for
good days.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's good to see everyone. And I'm a local guy, born in Rockville, and I live in Rockville, and went to school in Silver Spring, Maryland. So it's nice to stay local and do these type of things. These little networking groups are a lot of fun. So it's, yeah, I do miss going out, you know, going to restaurants, but you know, things always get better. It's the way it goes. Stay positive. So, but yeah, no, I'm a commercial photographer, and I've been in business for myself for, I don't even know, 26 years legally, tax return wise, something like that. And you know, the neat thing about running your own business is you never know what your next job is going to turn out to be. So I do a lot of e-commerce and makeup photography and jewelry photography, but I also do a lot of different stuff like conferences and bar and bat mitzvahs and weddings. That's the bread and butter of my world. And just, you know, that type of thing. I just, the neat thing about being a photographer is, I don't know if you can see behind me, I got a call about 2 weeks ago to photograph for shoes for a shoe collector. So I'm in the middle of the second part of the shoot, which is turning out to be a big pain in the neck, but that's the way it goes, right? It makes my kids happy. So, you know, maybe they'll get a free pair of shoes or something like that. So, what else? That's about it. You know, stay positive. And, you know, I have a Natasha in my life. My wife's a Natasha. We've been together for a long time, 15 years, something like that. And I have actually this weekend, our family's celebrating my grandmother, who'll be 100. Well, she's 107 and a half. So we're celebrating 107 and a half years, and we're going drinking and hanging out. Yeah, that's fun. So crab cakes, all that good stuff, whatever she wants. So And that's about it. Just looking forward to working with everyone here, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
much.
awesome, Jason. 107. God bless her. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
And she's having her drinks and chilling out and crab
Yeah,
cakes
we see her every week. She lives in Leisure World, which is in Silver Spring, across the
Yeah.
street from about 5 minutes from me. And we hang out every Friday night with the grandkids. There's a ton of great grandkids, and they keep her happy and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. So we're just gonna hang out and this weekend, whatever, probably pass out, watch a movie with her or something like that. So
That's great. Wonderful. And give our love to your Natasha. I know we've
okay.
exchanged messages on social media, but that's about it. Would love to meet her sometime. All us Natashas got to stick together.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
I'm glad you're here. And Jason is an incredible photographer. And I think definitely, Joan, the two of you should talk, because you are kind of in places where you can strategically partner, talk about stuff with weddings and makeup artists and, photography and all that stuff. So definitely you guys should connect. Wonderful. So Maria Alessandri.
Hello. So yes, Maria Alessandri, you said that really well. My name is difficult, I know. My family's from South America, from Chile. So that's where my name comes from. But I run the Horse and People Project, where it's not really about the horse. And it's definitely not about riding. It's partnering with a horse for self-awareness and boundary setting and leadership skills, communication, all that kind of stuff. And yes, the barn was freezing this morning, so I am still bundled up. It usually takes me a few hours to have a normal body temperature again. And taking a hot shower does not work. I still stay freezing. It's kind of like when you're sweating in the summer and you shower, you still sweat. You're still sweating when you get out of the shower, even as cold as you make it. So right now with the business, I am opening my calendar for corporate and groups. I'm transitioning away from the private sessions. Those I do in the winter only when they're an hour, but really I want to work with larger groups and have them for half day or a full day. Because then we can really get into some more meat. And for instance, this week I'm working with a dental office. They want to have their corporate retreat at the farm. So they have about between 10 and 15 employees, and we're going to do it in May. They want half a day, and then there's a vineyard next door. So when they're done with me, they're going to pop over and end the day at the vineyard with a wine tasting. So that's the kind of thing that I'm really looking forward to in the spring, when it's nice and we can actually be outside for numerous hours at a time. So right now the privates were 1 hour because you really can't stay outside for longer than that. So transitioning to corporate, any kind of group really. And something personal, which actually coincides with a lot of what you guys were saying. So I have a daughter named Lucy. She's 21 and she goes to college in St. Petersburg. So it was like 3 different connections there. Although as of Sunday night, she is in Ireland. She went to study in Ireland, in Dublin for a semester. So I'm really looking forward to a trip to Dublin.
That is so cool. Yeah, the semester abroads are great, aren't they? That's so neat. Yeah, our daughter was in Cape Town, South Africa.
Ooh.
But yeah, Dublin. Oh my gosh, that's really exciting. Great. Awesome. Yes, you guys check out Maria and the Horse and People Project, because it's fascinating. It's really, communication and connecting, especially, I hate to say this, I feel like I say it all the time, especially in this day and age with everything that's going on, but it's true, can be tricky. And I think she's just found this beautiful way of the way we communicate with these incredible, gentle, giant animals, and is applying them to how people communicate with each other. and we have something to learn from them. So it's really amazing, and I can't wait till it gets warmer, because that may be a time we can all meet in person and do something like that. Have it at the farm and do a C4 there, and then head over to the winery. That sounds good to me.
Perfect.
So awesome. Okay, Brian, welcome. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for having me. Thank you for continuously inviting me. I don't know if you remember, we had met just before COVID at one of the Laurel networking events. We exchanged information, and I've been sitting on the information, and I'm going back and forth. I'm trying something new with the dual screen. So I'm actually looking at everyone here, but if I look here, I'm not looking at anyone. So.
Right.
But wow, I mean, this is just amazing. Rick, you've said it best in terms of, what things have been like, since COVID. Just hit mute if I go too long. I know you said 2 minutes, but
no, go ahead. Please share with us.
I always say it's the Reader's Digest version, but it ends up being much longer than that. But the Reader's Digest version for me is, as COVID hit, we literally found out that week that my wife was pregnant. So I have an 18-year-old daughter who's a senior in high school. I was previously married. So she's 18. I have a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. And, you talk about a whirlwind, between finding out my wife was pregnant with a 4-year-old, we have a 4-year-old going into COVID, literally being locked in. And I'm the type of person where I was a social butterfly, in college. So I am a social butterfly. Like, I have to be out, my success has been, I've had successes, but I haven't been successful because I've been out and about, and, just because of having the freedom to be distracted. But, having to be forced to sit down during COVID and to be faced with so much of yourself, quite honestly and transparently, started dealing with anxiety and just, not knowing what to do. And at one point, I went upstairs because I operate downstairs. My wife operates upstairs on the first floor. We're both working from home. And I went upstairs and I just got stuck. And she was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I don't know." And I just broke down. But because everything was just coming at me, because I'm a servant leader. I'm a visionary. I'm, outgoing. I'm a trusted advisor. I'm a personal consultant, business consultant. And I'm a licensed in real estate, not licensed real estate, a licensed insurance broker. And, just bringing all of that together and trying to put all of that inside of my head while I'm home, like I said, just caused a lot. But it also allowed me and forced me to look at myself and kind of focus in on what it is that I'm purposed and driven to do and called to do. And I'll say it for the last time. The short of the long is, I'm originally from New York, and my dad, when I was in 8th grade, wanted me to go to a Catholic high school, wanted me to go to private high school, and I wanted to go to public high school, hang out with my friends, and that type of thing. Wanted to be a kid. And he just said to me, he said, "I want you to try it for a year, and if you don't like it, fine. Go ahead, go to the public school. It's your life. Nothing, demeaning or anything like that, but just like, I just want you to try it." Because ultimately his purpose and his drive was to leave the pile higher for me and my sister. And the way that he, told me that, I'll never forget that conversation when I was 13. Leave the pile higher, leave the pile higher. And I went to the private school. I loved it. I stayed. And, my story I'll share, later on. I was, able to play, college football, had an opportunity, but got hurt to, try out professionally. But the opportunities that I had, because I took my dad's advice, or based on what he wanted me to try and to leave the pile higher. That has always just resonated with me. So my mission and my goal and just my calling is to do that, to leave the pile higher for those that are coming behind me. And I'm extremely passionate about that. Like, I will sit and talk with someone, about what's best for them, not what's best for, my commission, or what I want them to, what I think is best for them, even if it means not, doing business with me, but just providing people with the education and the information that is best suited for them. That being shared, I just am passionate about building a lasting legacy for my 3 kids and teaching everyone else that I come across to do the same. And just, for lack of a better term, networking and just getting to know your why and what drives you and how I can help you. Because as the saying goes, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. So that's me in a nutshell.
Brian, thank you for sharing so openly and so just forthcomingly. I definitely want to do a one-on-one. I do remember meeting you. I think at the time, if memory serves, was it Legal Shield? Yes, that's what I thought. But yeah, I would love to talk to you and Rick too, I think, just to connect. And I remember exactly in Laurel, it was that small business event there. And then there was another one at the Salt place, the Salt Room there as well.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad you're here. And I
thank you.
love that. Leave the pile higher. Rick and I always kind of talk about leaving people in a better place than we found them. So it's kind of along that. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing so openly and authentically. And we definitely, guys, everybody, please make sure your info's in the chat. I guess I know how to reach you since you're here. But make sure it's there because we'll definitely be reaching out. Thank you so much, Brian. So Alphonsine, are you there? I don't see a beautiful face.
I don't know what happened with my camera. I'm just trying to connect, but it doesn't work.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
yes.
I'm sorry. We want to see you, of course.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. I tried my best, but something.
Okay.
Okay. This is Alphonsine Fizi. I do bookkeeping services. I live in Maryland, in Bethesda. I help small business to be ready for the attacks. I help them I help them to be able to have their books done on time, to produce financial statements, reconciliation, and those kind of services needed in bookkeeping services. I also focus on QuickBooks Online. I help people to set up QuickBooks Online in their company when they need it. And that's the kind of services I provide.
Awesome. Something personal.
I like to be part of my family. I like to have my family around me. That's why I like to work online. That's why my bookkeeping services are virtual services, because I spend time with my family.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Alphonsine. So nice to see you again. Or well, to almost see you, to hear your voice. And we'll be chatting soon.
Okay.
Okay. Blaze.
Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing?
Good. How are you? I love that background.
Yeah, I like it too. As a local photographer in Maryland, I found the image. Blaze Nealon, the cycling advisor. I think most of you I know. There's a couple new people here, but my passion is educating Small business owners, self-employed, families on finding the most affordable health coverage in the country. I'm all about helping, putting people in a better place than they are before I meet them, and just educating them so they can make the best decision for themselves. What's new? Open enrollment closed in most states this past Saturday. An FYI, Maryland is the only state is extended the open enrollment period, so you can buy a plan up until April 15th now because of COVID, which Maryland usually is unique. They're different than the rest of the country in more ways than one, good and bad. But that's a good thing for a lot of people that don't have coverage right now. But I can show people short-term, major medical or private health if they qualify. And that's what I do every day. Personal. It sounds like we're all hearing or feeling that we're having major issues in our lives. It seems a theme today. And I think I've found over the years, we all think, we're the only ones that have issues, but everybody has challenges, at different times. And for somebody who's been through four life-changing events, I almost died in a motorcycle accident, I was divorced, lost my job twice. And each of those times, I think my positive attitude and my faith were always the two key things that got me through it all. And I learned through each experience that there's going to be light down the road. You just get to find whether it's next week, next month, or next year. So you always want to know that it's going to get better no matter what. That's my tip of the day today, I think.
I love it, Blaze. That's true. I didn't know you had all those. I mean, divorce, yeah, that's definitely one.
Yep.
And the motorcycle accident for sure, like in a different way. Yeah.
So it's, we all learn through those experiences. That's life. And it's how you approach it, I think, is the whole key. Because there's going to be major hurdles down the road no matter what, all our lives. So
you're right. You're
great
right.
to see everybody.
Yeah, it's true. It is that way, but yeah, it is. And I think also just how we all come together and kind of uplift each other and lock arms, and we have that whole feeling of wanting to share, and all that stuff makes a big difference, because then we're kind of in a safe space to be able to share those things. So I love that.
Oh, one other thing, I gotta
Sure.
thank Heed for that idea about the national parks. Funny thing, just the other day I was thinking, when I retire, I want to go visit all the national parks. And I just realized my partner, she's now virtual 100%. So she gets back from Massachusetts. She's up there another 2 weeks taking care of her dad. But I'm going to say, we're going to pick a month and we're going to go mobile. Why not? I mean, enjoy the sights, get up in the morning and be in a different place and work. Who cares where you are these days? If you can do it.
Exactly. That's it.
So thanks, Naheed. That's awesome.
It's so true. It's so true. We've got plans to go hit, Florida. We've had plans to go cross country before the summer. So yeah, why not? Why not get out there and create new things? And what's that? The national parks.
It's
Yeah.
this beautiful, beautiful book. These two people, I don't know if they're partners or not, a man and a woman.
Yeah.
They went and it's just this gorgeous coffee table book. They spent a year going to all the parks.
Wonderful. That looks so great.
And it's so cost effective as well, from what we've learned from traveling, especially depending upon the size. But for Tasha and I think we would have a park pass for a year for just like $80, which would allow us entrance into all the parks for free, which is such a great deal. And there's so much to do and see. So why not?
Exactly. I think we should all plan our own trips with our partners and our dogs and everything. And then we should make a place where we all meet. Like somewhere in the country, like drive, and it's like a rendezvous point, a C4 rendezvous point on our trips. What do you think? How's that sound?
So everybody does it at the same time?
No, I mean, we're going on our trips and all, and then we just, hey, my mom used to have us drive all over the country when we were kids and show us, so we were like checking out the biggest ball of string and, like the center of the United States, all that's crazy, like a little mound in the middle of nowhere. So something like that, we could find like a cool kind of place and all show up at the same time. I think that'd be fun. you know. So Alphonsine, we see your beautiful face now. Okay, good. At least we got to see you. Wonderful. All right, guys. So you guys know me. I'm Natasha Whedon, the other half of the Well Through Wellness dynamic duo here. Anyway, I'm not going to speak for long, except because usually Rick takes care of it for me, and I want to get on with our speaker. But I do just want to say we're grateful, we're well, and we do have some great things coming up with our next ER Shred starting Monday, which we're doing prep right now between now and Thursday. We do have this wonderful new skincare line called C'est La Toi that's just doing that. And then of course, you guys know that I'm just so passionate right now to talk to people about community building income and how we can use wellness solutions as a way to build communities of people in a healthier space and also in a place of, you know, feeling financially secure. So that's really close to both our hearts, and we're doing a lot of things on that. And we've got a special just kind of strategy call Zoom that we're starting on Thursday evenings with a few very dynamic women who have all gone to 6 figures in 12 months, and just gonna, you know, have a chat about that. So I'm inviting anybody who wants to join us on that one. Would be great, and I'll put that in the chat too. Before I get started with the amazing, most beautiful Maria, I love that name, both you Marias. You know, I asked my mom to change my name after watching Sound of Music when I was a kid. You know, although nothing wrong with Natasha, because you know, but it was funny. I kind of secretly had this Maria thing going on. So before I get going, please remember those 3 dots, save the chat so you guys have everybody's information. I'm just gonna add mine. Yeah, everybody save the chat so you've got it. If you don't, send me a message. Please go to, if you guys, I'm gonna share the screen for just a quick second and show you something right now. Where is it? Okay. I'm just gonna go right to Facebook. If you guys, do you see this? This is our Facebook page, C4 Explosive Networking. That's what it looks like. And see, it's like uplifting people who are been part of our community, are part of our community. There's Sir Charles Carey. There's Carlos doing his bike ride, Blaze. I think you guys got in touch with each other, so that's awesome.
Yes, we
That's
did. Thanks.
awesome. That's Rick and I, ER Shred. There's the Horse and People Project. There's Donna Brown and her amazing mindset coaching. Stephen Rabel with digital stuff, and also just uplifting and being a good father and being on the health side. He's a partner of ours as well. Rick. There's Rated Trades with what they're doing, amazing things. So, and then I've got the recordings of these C4 meetings up there as well. So you guys can, Scott Aaron, and different things. So the recording. So it's really cool. And the bigger we grow it, please go on there and invite people. And feel free to put your information, put something that's happening, put anything, you know, you want, kind of, so we can get stuff out about you guys. So anyway, so I want to get does anybody have any kind of things, any announcements they want to make? I know I just did about ours, but is there anything coming up that you want to announce? And if not, you can put it in the chat, or you can send me something, or you can go on the Facebook page and put it on there. So I would love to introduce Maria. So you guys, Maria told you a little bit about herself and how she got to this point of doing breathing. And I think it's the most amazing story. And I've said this before on this Zoom, and I kind of say it, you know, all over. I don't believe in accidents and coincidences. Yeah, we met like 9 years ago or something when she was at a dental office and Rick and I were in there. It was really at the beginning of our health and wellness journey with Isogenics at that time. And we were there kind of helping the dental office, you know, get to their health goals and all. And Maria was just amazing because she was just so pumped and like lifting up everybody around her, and she just how she is, and so happy and just so much fun. And she was struggling with like the weight loss and reaching her goals and all. And, you know, you wouldn't know it, but she'd come and she'd talk to me about it, and we were kind of scratching our heads because she was like so on point and doing things that she was supposed to. And so, you know, I mean, she loved the products, and she, you know, a little bit here and there, but it wasn't until later that she discovered that besides her asthma and everything, another thing that was hindering her from reaching her health goals was her breathing, which was affected through asthma. And once she got past, like, you know, doctors trying to put you on whatever medications and things like that, and actually learning what it was to breathe, she's been able to not only remove her asthma, but, you know, I mean, drop, I think it's like 40, 45 pounds and reach her health goals. And then to do something that's impacted your life so much and learn it and take it into your heart and then take it out and offer it to people and to the world is just like, wow, I mean, if that's not a calling, I don't know what is. And Maria and I just followed each other on Facebook, and life continued over these 9 years, but, you know, always commenting and loving on each other because she's so sweet. She's amazing. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy you're back in our lives. You're back and you're here on C4. And I'm really excited for you to share this. Rick and I are doing breathing work with Maria. A few other people have also, and it's amazing. And I think you guys are going to see, even just in what she shows you right now, you will see and feel a shift. So Maria, I'm gonna stop talking and go with you now.
Well, thanks. She's done all the talking, so I'm done. No kidding. So I'll just show you a picture. I can't really get it on there, but this is what I looked like when I first met Tasha and Rick, and that's me today. I was eating healthy and doing all the right things, but I just could not lose weight. My personal trainer even told me, you are one of the slowest people I know to lose weight. And it was because my breathing was affecting my hormones and my metabolism. And I didn't realize, you know, I had a pulmonologist, I had an allergist, I had a rheumatoid arthritis doctor. I mean, I had all the physicians on my radar, and I was being monitored for fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue and all of these things. And then when I met this one physician who, I was already working in functional dentistry, and so I was already being trained in airway and functional breathing, but the word that was given to me from my physician was practice what you preach. Learn this breathing technique and see how your health can change. And I thought, well, I've already been told that, like, this is my life, this is my asthma, like the best they can do. I'm on all the medications, but I had nothing to lose. So I tried this breathing technique, and this technique is really shifting how you breathe. It's retraining your breathing patterns and your mind, the breathing center in the amygdala part of your brain. And all of a sudden, within 3 weeks, I wasn't using my inhaler. And here I am now 3 years later, and I'm off all my allergy medications. I'm off all my asthma medications. I've lost a crap ton of weight. You know, I'm more focused. I sleep better. I was borderline sleep apneic before. I had insomnia, like nobody's business. Tried everything. They even put me on antidepressants for sleeping. It wasn't for depression, it was so I could sleep. My whole life shifted. And so I just went feet first and decided to get trained and educated and certified. And during COVID, got furloughed from my dental practice office that I was in and decided, why not start my own practice? So now I work with clients and I help retrain breathing patterns so that they too can improve really their overall health. It's not just to breathe better. So at the end of my talk, I'm going to do a breathing exercise with everybody. If you can hang tight for the education, we will do a breathing exercise at the end, and hopefully you can even feel just a little bit of a shift in how you feel after the breathing exercise. But I want to talk about what I do, because there are a gazillion different types of breathing practices out there. Everything from pranayama to qigong, and all of these different things, but they're all really designed to help you in a moment. Whereas the Buteyko breathing method, which is what I teach, is designed to retrain your breathing patterns for lifelong health. And it's named after Dr. Konstantin Buteyko, who's a Russian doctor from Moscow. He's now since passed. I think he passed in the 90s. But he was training at the Medical Institute of Moscow in 1946. And he was asked to monitor the volume of breathing on these several patients. And what he noticed was the sicker they became, the heavier their breathing became. And so he started to wonder, is it the sickness that causes the heavy breathing, or is it poor breathing that feeds into the sickness? And so what he decided to do was change his own breathing. He started to breathe less, decrease the volume of air that he was breathing on a continual basis. And as he did that, a byproduct that happened that he was not expecting was that his own blood pressure, which was high, began to normalize without medication. And so that began his extensive work in studying the breath and seeing if the breath and breathing patterns could be indeed retrained. And as he did that, he noticed that his patients and he himself were becoming healthier. Certain health ailments started to improve. The frequency and intensity of certain health symptoms were improving, and in some people even reversing. And so then became the Buteyko method, which actually isn't really new. If you go back thousands of years ago in Tibetan breathing techniques, this is something that they were already doing. But over the generations, as time has progressed, we have kind of gotten away from that. Processed foods and the way of our lifestyle, we have just we just don't take care of ourselves. And so our breathing has become erratic over the generations. And so people ask me, well, then how do I know if I'm breathing wrong, right? And I'll say, well, there's really it's not that you're breathing wrong. I mean, we all breathe to live. So there's breathing to survive, and then there's breathing to thrive. But how do you know if you have traits of dysfunctional breathing? Some of them are big breathing. So, if somebody says to you, take a deep breath. In fact, I'd like all of you right now to take a deep breath. Okay, so I see lots of things going on. I see upper chest movement. I see big breathing. I see mouth breathing, some people breathing in and then blowing out of the mouth, okay? And that is actually not a deep breath. That is actually a big breath. A deep breath is location. It's your diaphragm. It's breathing down below the ribs where the diaphragm is. That is your breathing muscle. But because we carry our emotions and our solar plexus, which is in your diaphragm region, it becomes constricted. And so over time, we actually lose function of our diaphragm and we start breathing with our chest. And so part of what I do as well is help people reactivate their diaphragmatic breathing and get their diaphragm to function correctly. Other signs of dysfunctional or maladaptive breathing is mouth breathing. We breathe through our mouth during the day or at night while we sleep, or both. Frequent sighing. You ever find yourself doing this? Right? Or you're working on your computer and all of a sudden you just kind of take that big like relief of breath. It's because we're not balancing the carbon dioxide and the oxygen in our blood system. And so our body is trying to find a way to offload carbon dioxide and get more oxygen, because it's not happening on a cellular level the way that it should be with functional breathing. We sniff regularly, just constantly, doing something like this. It's because our nasal passages are inflamed and we're not using the nasal passages to breathe the right volume of air throughout the day. Or we yawn with big breaths, or you can hear or even see your breathing. We should not be able to hear ourselves breathe. We should not be able to hear somebody else breathe, and we should not be able to see ourselves breathe. Also, excessive talking. If you talk a lot, I don't know if you've been paying attention to my talking, but when I speak, when I'm ready to take my breath, my lips close and I inhale through my nose. People who talk a lot for a living tend to talk, right? And so we're breathing through the mouth, we're breathing with our chest, and we feel extremely tired by the end of the day. And we've really done nothing, but we feel like we ran a marathon, right? Like, all I did was talk all day, but I feel like I was just running for hundreds of miles. That's our fight or flight. We've activated our sympathetic nervous system and we are in fight or flight all of the time. And so we need to bring that back to a balance and activate our parasympathetic, which is your rest and digest. And so learning to breathe functionally throughout the day helps to manage and balance your autonomic nervous system. This helps with people who suffer with anxiety, panic attack, unfocused. You can't focus in the day. Your mind is just kind of wandering everywhere, right? You don't have good concentration. That's because your nervous system is in fight or flight. And so learning how to breathe correctly helps to balance that out and helps us to focus and get our things done throughout the day. So I'm going to do a little bit of science here and then I'll explain it in English, but a lot of people just don't understand. They still kind of go, but why? Why do I need to breathe differently? So when we hyperventilate or we breathe too much, the CO2 or the carbon dioxide drops, which makes your blood more alkaline. Alkaline pH increases your hemoglobin's affinity to oxygen, meaning your oxygen is bound more tightly to your hemoglobin. If the hemoglobin holds on to the oxygen more tightly, it won't release as much to your tissues. Less oxygen released to your tissues causes hypoxic damage to the tissue. Okay, so our bodies are designed or created to innately heal itself through proper oxygenation. Along with that, your kidneys will try to correct the alkalosis by eliminating bicarbonate. The bicarbonate is what balances the pH level in your blood. Along with bicarbonate loss, the phosphorus and magnesium in your body will also be lost. So low levels of phosphate in the blood will compromise the creation of ATP, and ATP is the energy carrying molecules found in your cells. A lack of ATP will impair the function of your afflicted tissues. So a low level of CO2, carbon dioxide, can cause vasospasm and further reduce the blood supply to your tissues. And this is how your body decreases its innate ability to heal itself. This is why we get sick. This is why we don't get well as fast as we could, okay? And so this is why we need efficient, effective oxygen delivery in order for all of the other health modalities to work at its peak, which means if you're doing great nutrition and you're exercising and you're trying to get all the sleep and you're doing all these other things, they're only going to go and take you as far as it can take you. But without good oxygenation, It can only go so far. So you can improve your peak performance by making sure that the tissues in your body gets good oxygen. Does that make sense? Okay, so what causes dysfunctional breathing? Processed foods, overeating, lack of exercise, excessive talking, stress, belief that it's good to take big breaths throughout the day, too warm of a temperature in your home or your environment, asthma, which can be reversed by Buteyko, and genetic predisposition or familial breathing habits. We pick up habits from the people we spend the most time with. Our children learn how to breathe the way we breathe. So if you grow up and you have maybe an overweight parent who walks around like, right, mouth open, breathing heavy, we pick up those patterns subconsciously. We don't think about it. It just becomes, we mirror what we see. So part of it is also, who are you around? How are they breathing? You pick up those habits and those patterns as well. So what do we do about it? We learn to breathe softly. We slow down our breathing. We become aware of our breathing. Just think about, how am I breathing right now? Are my lips closed or are they open? Is it heavy? Is it audible? All of those things. And is my diaphragm activated? Am I breathing with my chest or am I breathing with my diaphragm? And then the big question is, can it be shifted? And the answer is yes. The amygdala part of the brain that controls the breathing center can be retrained, but it does take practice and it does take time. So working with somebody like me, a practitioner who can help you work through those challenges, can help retrain your breathing patterns. So what's in it for you? Why would one want to retrain your breathing patterns? Increased oxygen uptake, improving cellular healing in your body, improved sleep, better focus, better concentration, decreased anxiety or panic attacks, lower blood pressure, decrease in severity and frequency of health symptoms, a whole slew of them. If you have a health symptom and you ask me, well, will it help with this? The answer is most likely yes. Improved response to other modalities. So again, my 5 pillars are breathing, nutrition, exercise, sleep, and spiritual renewal. So on my 5th leg is that on the opposite side of that, I do work with people to help release spiritual strongholds or things that kind of keep you bound from limiting thoughts, things like that, through breath work. So that's what's in it for you. So any questions? We're going to go into a breathing exercise, but does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, when can I schedule a consultation?
So my website is yourlivingbreath.com, and on there you can reach out to me, and then I'll send you a link to schedule a free consultation. Yes.
So I struggle with insulin resistance. So when you were talking about the blood issues, I'm on a CGM, continuous glucose monitor right now that, and I do my finger sticks and all that, but would this help with that?
Yeah, so I had hyperinsulinemia. I produced too much insulin, and that was part of the whole thing. Yeah, and not anymore. So, you know, I will tell people I can't cure your disease. I'm not here to treat your diseases, but I am here to help retrain your breathing and improve your breathing, by which then your body can start to utilize its resources much more effectively. How long it will take to get from point A to point B is dependent on how long one has had a disease or an issue and how well you take care of those other 4 pillars. But yes. Any other questions? No.
Maria,
Okay.
I just one question. Do you take time throughout the day to really focus on your breathing? Like, how do you, throughout the day? I mean, it's probably natural for you, but for most people, what would be when you're kind of stressed out, or if you're feeling like after a workout, or when would you kind of implement some of these strategies?
So today we're going to do a breathing exercise called breathing recovery. And this is one that you can use after an exercise routine or when you're feeling stressed or to treat a symptom like a headache. But to reestablish functional breathing, one would have to carve out about an hour a day. Okay, so split up into like 15-minute segments throughout the day to intentionally practice a breathing technique. There are several different breathing exercises that I give depending on the client's health history. There are certain exercises that are okay for some and not okay for others. For example, if you have epilepsy or heart conditions, there are certain exercises I would not give you. So this is why, it's not a good idea to just go online and go, oh, let me just do what I see online, because you can have actually an adverse effect. But I hope that answers your question. So about an hour a day, split up into segments, practice, because you're shifting your breathing habits, right? So it's not just I put it in my mind, it'll just happen. You have to really practice a new habit for the old habit to go away.
Maria, I'm guessing it's going to take at least 21 to 30 days to build that habit, right?
It's about right. Most clients need about 10 weekly sessions with me. But again, depending on health issues, I've got some clients that have done, 3 to 6 months with me. I had a client with chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, and depression. And so we had to do 10 days of daily sessions and then transition to weekly and then bi-weekly. So it just really depends on where somebody is in their health and what's going on.
Thanks.
I have a question. When you meditate, do you recommend a different type of breathing than what you're recommending now, with more of a deeper breathing, or what you recommend for people that meditate?
So if you think about that for a minute, the reason why people meditate is to bring their nervous system into a more relaxed state, right? If we breathe correctly, functionally throughout the day, your nervous system will be in a more relaxed state. And so going into a place of meditative moment, if you want to just be self-reflective, or you want to kind of just, think about certain things, it's just a slow, gentle breathing. I do not discuss hyperventilation. There's a lot of different breathing techniques out there that actually force you to hyperventilate, breathe big and fast, repeated amounts of times, which will make a shift in your nervous system as well, but that actually then causes dysfunctional breathing all of the time. And then you're in this loop of really bad health.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Maria, I know people are having to get off, but go ahead and do it. We were recording, so I can always send the recording to people. Those of you who can stay on, wonderful. But yeah.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we need to test what we call your body oxygen level test, because here's the thing, this exercise, again, also not the same for everybody. So the way we do this test first, just to kind of see where you are with your breathing, is to measure how long you can hold your breath before you have the first definite desire to breathe. This is not a contest to see how long you can hold your breath, okay? So the way this is done is you just do a gentle inhalation, normal inhalation, and a normal exhalation. On the end of your exhale, you're going to plug your nose and hold your breath. On the very first definite urge to breathe, you let go and just breathe in through your nose. So if you have your watch or your phone handy, or you can just count in your head, you're going to count in seconds. Okay, so whenever you're ready, you're going to take a normal gentle inhalation, a normal gentle exhalation. On the end of your exhale, you're going to pinch your nose and hold your breath. Very first definite desire to breathe, you let go. You're counting the seconds as you hold your breath. How many seconds can you hold your breath before you have to breathe again? Okay, no big breathing. You're holding on your exhale, not your inhale. After everybody has let go, we'll start the breathing exercise. If you suffer with sleep apnea, so Brian, that was a little too long for you. And Blaze, you too. So I can tell because after you let go, if you have to breathe in through your mouth, you've held it for a little too long. So how many seconds, anybody below 10 seconds or 10 seconds or below? Okay, so then we're all going to do 5-second holds. So the way that this works, again, everything is normal. We don't do any exaggerated breathing. It's a normal inhalation and a normal exhalation. On the end of your exhale, you're going to hold for 5 seconds, and then you're going to let go and breathe normally for 10. I'm going to lead, so I'm going to get everybody on the same breathing cycle, okay? And then you're just going to listen to me and keep your lips closed the whole time. Everything's in and out of the nose, okay? So everybody, I want everybody to just inhale now, whether you're ready for one or not, and then you're going to exhale. And on the exhale, pinch your nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. Gently breathe in and out of the nose for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On the end of your exhale, plug your nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go and gently breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On the end of your exhale, plug your nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And on the end of your exhale, plug your nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently breathe for 10. We're going to do 2 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on the end of your exhale, plug your nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on the end of your exhale, plug your nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently breathe. Okay, so what are you guys feeling?
For me, it started, I needed 3 breaths when I first started, but at the end, I just needed 1. I like got down to like 1 breath for the 10 seconds. So it kind of like, I guess my breathing relaxed, or it felt like it was relaxing more.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I feel like I want to yawn now.
Yeah, we've activated your parasympathetic, your rest and digest. And so you're going to feel a little bit tired. And we've also increased, remember, the carbon dioxide. So we need a little bit of that carbon dioxide to release the oxygen from your blood that delivers oxygen to your cells. And when you're not used to carbon dioxide, it will make you feel a little tired.
I think I felt more focused on my feelings. Like I was just looking at this picture. I wasn't thinking about anything else. It's just like very singular. Wasn't thinking about anything.
I think I felt a little tired.
Yeah, yeah. Now, did anybody feel a little more breathless or a little strained?
Yeah, at first it was like I couldn't catch my breath.
Yeah.
And then trying to focus too much, I felt my heart rate increase.
Yep. Yeah, I had a feeling that might be the case for you. Remember, I said that was a little too long for you. If you feel that way, it's because there's probably a bit of hyperventilation going on throughout the day, which is fine. So part of what we do is we retrain the breathing to calm down a bit, and it's done in stages. And so when you're used to breathing this much per, each minute, and we bring it down to here per minute, there's like a, whoa, what's going on here? And so we go in stages, and we'll bring it down to where it should be. Okay, well, that's it for today. That's just a snippet of what the Buteyko breathing method is and how it might help you.
So Maria,
So just a quick question. What was the
yeah, go ahead.
outcome? Is there an outcome that was supposed to happen as a result of the breathing exercise? Like is there?
So what we did was we slowed the breathing pattern down, okay? And we learned to pause at the end of our exhale. So many of us, we breathe too much. So our breathing pattern looks like inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale all day. And really it should be inhale, exhale, very long exhale with a pause at the end of your exhale, about 3-second pause, and then an inhale. But many of us just are breathing in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out all day. And that's hyperventilation. And so what we've just done is we've kind of forced the body to slow the breathing down, have a pause at the end of that exhale for about 5 seconds, and then gently inhale afterwards. It's just causing like a seismic shift in the breathing.
Cool. Okay, that's what I think I was feeling. So that's great.
Yeah, yeah.
So Rick and I have had a session with Maria, and we have more sessions to come, but it's just so amazing what she discovered just even right initially. Like, I mean, I know this, but I hold my breath. And sometimes I do it while I'm sleeping. So
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
there
some
was just
people
some
can't
things-
breathe through their nose because they're congested. So part of what I do is we start with decongesting the nose. So there are natural ways and breathing techniques to open up the nasal passages so that you can feel comfortable breathing through the nose.
Yeah. Fascinating, just amazing. Anybody have any other questions and all? I know we went over, but I think
Sorry.
we had to. It's no.
That was awesome.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Thank
Goodbye.
you, Paul. You
Thank
guys,
you.
thank you so
Nice
much.
meeting
Don't
everyone.
forget to save the
See you
chat.
later.
Yeah, and we're back here on the first Tuesday of the month. Please connect with one another and us, and just have a great rest of your January. We love you all very much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. You did amazing.